monsters! What the?
Today we are going to be talking about the unreasonable reasons why scripting Watchdog in Minecraft is not as reasonable as you think it is. But we need to know what is a scripting Watchdog. It's a built-in safety timer in Minecraft Bedrock scripting API that monitors how long a script takes to execute each tick as a frame. If the script takes too long, it usually over more than 16 milliseconds, the Watchdog terminates that script, and it's supposed to prevent freezing or even those infinite loops. It's supposed to be used for preventing bad or broken scripts from freezing or a multiplayer game, crashing a relieve or LAN session, blocking inputs or updates during the gameplay. It's a common method in service devices and embedded systems in default faults. However, this isn't the fully true reason why it's a mistake. This is the full reason why it's actually not as reasonable as you think, and it's not really supposed to be here unless if it's for real multiplayer. The Watchdog is still running in past games, and what they already added, as I know, is that they already added a pause feature that it will pause and stop the whole world runtime file in the game, even if multiplayer is turned off. The other issue is that they should not even have scripting Watchdog because multiplayer will be turned off. If that's so, if multiplayer is turned off, it should not trigger scripting Watchdog, and it should not be as a server rather than itself. It also crashes local developer scripts even though it's posed on a no threat, and there's no way to turn it off, so there's not really much you can do about it except for the scripting Watchdog is completely unreasonable in single player or developer mode worlds, and it's not really supposed to be runtime as a server. It's supposed to be runtime as a file, not really much. Scripts can be saved, but it still crashes just for taking too long in a loop for entities to load files or manage behavior trees. But even scripting Watchdog would have been useless by now, and I will tell you the full reason why. In single players, they already added a pause feature that will actually pause the whole game, which also means that it will pause sounds, script, and entity movement, even AI behavior. So, the only reason why scripting Watchdog will be allowed is that if multiplayer is on, or if reliefs or featured servers. But other than that, this is also kind of useless for scripting Watchdog to be here, as it will be only useful only for multiplayer. But even for that, that won't make sense. And I say that for a reason. The scripting Watchdog isn't really useful because they already added a feature, a pause feature, that could have just used that for pausing the runtime and background. And they could have just used that to pause the background timer. And the other feature they added was that if anyone returns to the Minecraft app and they were in a featured server, they would just be safely disconnected without any harm or anything. So that's not even useful at all. They already added the features before the Watchdog actually came late. The Watchdog is supposed to be used only for multiplayer worlds with multiple players live. The Reliefs servers and LAN hosting sessions, protecting the shield sessions and not doing any private sandboxes, and only triggers when multiplayer is on. And they could have well, I will say it, but they could have used a runtime file mode that's really more useful. For single player, they could have detected a world that's only running locally single and disable the Watchdog entirely during offline play. That helps with the developer flag to disable and increase timeout limits. Plus, even if you do return the game, it's still going to use the new pause feature. So then you could have just used that to stop the background timer or pause it or use something, because we're not going to try having the background timer ruining the scripting issue. The background timer and the runtime timer can both be paused at the same time, and this is not really a server, this is more like a file. The final thought will be for that watchdogs are meant to protect the systems. They're not supposed to punish creators, and even if I'm offline alone and paused, there's nothing to protect. So what's the watchdog even watching, huh? Well, that explains why watchdogs are unreasonable, so I hope you like the video and understand why watchdog may be silly, but also not as useful as when Minecraft added more features. I'm hoping that this video understands why scripting Watchdog in Bedrock may not be as reasonable as you think. Alright, goodbye!